Hey all you guys and girls, coming up next, a Dark Knight build. Stay tuned.
Pew, 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 pew. Pew, 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 pew. Whee.
Welcome gamers, this is episode 3 in my journey as such, builds, and pretty much just having some fun and putting together some really nice builds that are more thematic. Kind of a roleplay thing going on. The first one was obviously the Spider Assassin, the second one was the Titan, and now I bring you the Dark Knight. He is Batman. He's not Batman, but I thought I'd get it out of the way before anyone chucked it in the comments, because it was bound to happen. But no, he is the embodiment of all that is vengeance. And he's got a nice sword. What more do you want? So let's chuck him in some gameplay and see how he does. Now once again guys and girls, we're on Apocalypse 6, so hopefully this build will hold together. It is definitely one that's a little bit more technical because the healing is kind of on the low side, shall we say, but the damage is not, and he's a very fun character to play. You just need to play a bit more technically. You can't just run into the middle of everything and completely destroy all the ads like you would if you had a healing build on. But the amount of damage he does is quite astounding at some points. So let's find a big mob and try him out, shall we? So here we have quite a large mob. So let's see how he cracks on. Now, as you saw by those numbers, he actually has quite a high output for DPS. It's just his survivability. So there'll be more rolling, more trying to duck and dive, and more technical aspect to this actual character. But if you've played the game for long enough, I'm sure you'll be fine with diving, using evasive tactics, moving out of the way of things, avoiding it, and of course you'll have this as a little bit of regen as such. So you can kind of stand in the middle of this and then you'll get a little bit of health back. It's not going to make you survive against 10 creepers going towards you or 2 endermen, but it is going to help you out. Right, let's try and find one more big lot of ads and then we'll face a boss, and I can show you what he's really about. Here we are. This guy will do his little practice run. Didn't he do well? That was sarcasm. He did not do well. Not in the slightest. And there's a pig. And the pig's gone. Right, so onwards and upwards. Let's try and find a big group of ads, and then after that we'll find a boss. Here we go. Perfect. Let's hope we don't die before we actually get to them. So like I said, pop everything. You're in a healing bubble. I like to think of it as his rage taking over, and basically you're able to heal through it, the demon part of yourself. And obviously, if you are in trouble and you've got no other way to heal, what you want to do is rely on your trusty crossbow and get some healing back this way when it decides to proc. So basically your healing will come from your crossbow and your regen on your bar, and also from your health potion. That is it. You have nothing on your actual weapon like usual. But I tell you what, it gets you a lot better at the game and you become more technical. Dive, dodge, weave, pretty much everything you're actually supposed to do, rather than just face tanking everything and walking straight on ahead into everything as you self heal. And then if you get caught out like this, pop everything, do your damage. because that's what this guy's about anyway. He actually has a nice bit of damage about himself. So here we are on the Nameless One Boss. And what I've found with this build is actually try and take them out as fast as possible. If you stick around, say for example the same as this, the ads that are the same as this guy that basically summon everyone. If you stick back with this build and try and take them all on, they will overwhelm you. If you run in, massacre him, then get out of there, you're fine. So play a bit more aggressively, but at the same time, play with a bit of tact. Like I said, you don't self-heal from your weapon, so it's going to be a lot more skill involved. But as you saw from that, we pretty much almost took him out on the first go. So. Right, definitely going to need some healing here though. Ooh, what we got? Wither armor. We'll take that. Like I said, as you saw there, I almost wiped myself. But it does take a bit of tactics, does take a bit of getting used to, but the damage is really, really nice, and it's a really fun tactical build to use. So if you want something that's not going to make you fall asleep as you just auto AFK kill everything, this is definitely the one for you. And like I said, the damage is really good, really good. I'll show you on the training doll. It's going to take me a little while to get past these, so I'm just going to return to base. So here we are back at camp, and just to show you quick the kind of output this thing does do. Obviously you put your bubble on as well. 74,000 crit. That's a big number. That's a definite big number. So if you really did want to, and you wanted to make yourself more survivable, put a Radiance on. Because in hindsight, putting it on this is not as good as I thought. I did not realise it didn't do Radiance from long range. It is literally just in the area, so you've got to be close range with it. So I would say maybe put it on there instead of the Echo. But either way, you can still use it like this, and it does still work. The only other way would be if you took off Cowardice or Protection and put on Potion Barrier. But without further ado, let's get into the build. So like I said, you are the Dark Knight, and what better for a Dark Knight than a Dark Katana. Now I know it's a katana, that shouldn't be for a knight. Well, it is, because it's pretty much the only thing I can find in the game that's got dark written in it. And what you want on that is committed, critical hit, and the next one will be pretty much down to your own choice. So if you want some survivability, put something on it that's going to regen it, like Radiance. If you want more damage, you would put another committed on it if you could get it, or Echo, or pretty much anything, any of the good ones, chuck them in there. But the committed and the crit is ones you definitely want, and that will give you some great damage, and you get extra damage to undead. The reason I've done this is because I've not used Echo on any build whatsoever yet. And when you use it on this katana, because of how slow it is, the 3 seconds kind of works really well, and it is fun. As soon as you see that big number crit, like the 74 earlier, that you see that quite often, and it's really, really nice. And obviously if it's against an undead, I'd imagine it'd be a little bit more than that. I'm not sure exactly how much because I haven't tried, but it'd be probably 80, 90 type of thing. Yeah, so and then you'll want the Renegade Armour, just for the extra melee attack, because the Dark Katana is very slow. Then you'll get a bit of damage reduction and a bit of weapon damage. You'll definitely want Final Shout on your build, and probably Protection as well. Cowardice is personal preference. It's really good for boss fights. You're not going to be having it throughout the whole of the rest of the map, as you're going to be at lower health. So if you wanted to take that off, chuck on something else. Over here, I've just chucked on a rapid crossbow. If you can get a unique, perfect. But I thought this worked really well with this build. It's just something I haven't really put on anything else, and it's really nice. It works quite fun. I've put on Radiant Shot, but again, like I said, it is only close range, which I didn't realise. This is the first time I've tried Radiant Shot on a crossbow, and I thought it actually gave you the health from long range. It's kind of a bit strange, to be honest, because I don't really see the point in it, but you can still use it. So if you get it good, it still will work and regen you, but obviously if you're completely overwhelmed, you'll struggle. Ricochet I've put on there because I thought it was quite fun, and multi-shot, you'll definitely want multi-shot. For the artifacts, the steadfast ones, you're pretty much most of the time going to have these in your build. Gong of Weakening, Deathcat Mushroom. You know why by now, it's because they're probably the best two in the game. The other one I've put on is Totem of Regeneration, because when that pops, so as soon as you see that healing circle around yourself, you know you're at low health because of the final shout, so put another one down for a double regen, and these two are pop at the same time, so use all your damage, and hopefully you'll kill whatever's in front of you. But yeah, I think it's quite a nice build. Obviously I was hoping this would actually work from long range. It doesn't. But you live and learn. Right, so that is the embodiment of Rage, the Dark Knight. That's part 3 of my build guide, and another one will be coming up very soon as I work out what to do. But hope you've enjoyed it, hope you've had a bit of fun, and play safe with this build, because it's going to take a bit of work. As always, if you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe for more content, lots more Xbox stuff coming up, more Minecraft Dungeons and all the latest games. And as always, I'll see you on the next day. Take care.